During the New Year's countdown, my mom leaned over and whispered loudly, "Your sister can't manage her finances. You'll fix it. Just $1,800 every month." Dad snickered from across the room and said, "If you don't agree, don't come back here." I looked at them both, took a long sip of my champagne and said, "Then this is my last sip here." And I meant it. My sister Ava has been completely broke for as long as I can remember. Not the kind of broke where life got hard and you're clawing your way out. The kind of broke that happens when someone makes $55,000 a year, has no kids, no medical bills, no student loans, and somehow still never has a dollar left in her account by the 15th of every single month. She leases cars she has no business driving. She buys designer bags on credit cards that are already maxed. She gets her nails done twice a month and her hair done every 6 weeks at a salon that costs more than my electric bill. She eats out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day of the week, and then calls mom crying at 11 p.m. when her card gets declined trying to put gas in the car she can't afford. I know all of this in detail because my parents have spent the last 8 years narrating every single one of Ava's financial disasters to me, like I'm her personal accountant and crisis manager rolled into one. Every conversation eventually becomes about Ava's money problems. It never stops. Every single Thanksgiving, it's the same tired conversation. Ava's behind on rent again. Every Christmas, it's Ava needs help with her car payment. Every birthday party, every casual family dinner, every random Tuesday phone call that starts normal eventually takes a hard turn and circles back to the exact same question. Can you help your sister? It wasn't a question anymore. It was an expectation. I made the mistake of helping her twice when I was younger. Both times burned me badly. The first time she needed $2,000 for a security deposit on a new apartment. I wrote her a check that same week without asking a single question. She cashed it within 24 hours and I never heard about it again. Not a word. No thank you. No payment plan. No acknowledgement that the money ever existed. The second time she needed $800 for a vet bill for her dog. I sent it the same day she asked. She took that money and spent it on a weekend trip to Nashville with her friends instead, and the dog went to the vet on mom's credit card instead. After that, I stopped. I told my parents I was done giving Ava money and I meant it. Mom said I was being cold. Dad said family doesn't turn their back on each other. I told them family doesn't scam family either, and they both looked at me like I'd sworn at a priest. Dad left the room. Mom didn't talk to me for a week. That was 4 years ago, and we haven't agreed on a single thing about Ava since. Since then, my parents have been covering Ava's shortfalls every single month out of their own savings. They skip vacations, stretch their grocery budget, put off repairs on their own house. Also, Ava can keep pretending she lives a lifestyle she hasn't worked a single day to earn and doesn't come close to deserving. And somehow, at the end of every month, they still find a way to resent me for refusing to light my own money on fire alongside them. New Year's Eve this year was at my parents' house. I almost didn't go, but my cousin was in from out of state and I hadn't seen him in 2 years. I brought a decent bottle of champagne, put on a clean shirt, and stood in the mirror for a minute telling myself I'd stay until the ball dropped, shake some hands, and slip out before the conversation turned to Ava. The night was fine until about 11:45. Everyone was in the living room getting ready for the countdown. Music was playing. People were laughing, hugging, pouring drinks into plastic cups, counting down the minutes on someone's phone. That's when Mom separated from the group and made her way over to the window where I was standing alone, watching the snow come down outside. She wasn't even trying to be subtle about it. She wanted other people to hear. She leaned in close enough that my uncle could hear from 5 feet away and said, "We need to talk about Ava. She's drowning. She can't manage her bills anymore. Your father and I can't keep doing this alone. You need to step up. Just $1,800 a month. That covers her rent and her car. We'll handle the rest." I stared at her. $1,800 a month. That's $21,600 a year. She was asking me to subsidize my adult sister's entire lifestyle because Ava refuses to stop spending money she doesn't have. Before I could respond, Dad spoke up from his recliner. He didn't even look at me. He just took a sip from his glass and said, "If you can't agree to that, then don't bother coming back here." The room went quiet. A few people stared at their shoes. My cousin stopped mid-pour and looked at me. Mom stood there with her arms crossed like she'd just made a perfectly reasonable request and was waiting for my answer. I looked at my glass. I looked at my father in his chair. Haven't been back since.